Well, hey Capricorns, it is Cardinal Signs weekend and I am starting with you guys. So let's see what's going on in Capricorn world. Out there in the heavens, we got some dynamics and I'm going to ask advice accordingly. And if it matters, I'll tell you about what's happening out there. But let's just get into the overall feeling for Capricorn right now. Let's see. Going on with Capricorn, according to the Good Tarot. A little page of water, some young, fun energy, emotional offering. You're feeling young, you're around young people. A little flirty, a little light. And, whoa. Couple of cool cards here. So in the fire, we've got a Four of Fire. This is usually a card of a celebration with the people that totally get you, your soulmate. This one has a little fairy playing the flute. I just get this feeling that you're being called towards something right now, Capricorn. And there is the Seven of Fire to go with this beautiful unicorn leaping off into integrity, autonomy. It's a card of resistance, of knowing who you are despite what other people may tell you you are. Yeah, it's kind of a fun, kind of fantasy energy. And we do have the full moon coming in Pisces. We'll ask about that here. It has the effect of dissolving things and inviting a new beginning. But let's see. We'll ask some specific questions, Capricorn. Just like a little Four of Fire. It's like with this page of water, it looks like one is calling to the other. So it's like, and it doesn't have to be a person. It can just be a feeling that you're being called to an adventure. That's what's coming through for me, Pisces. You're being called, and it's very magical and fun and childlike fantasy kind of thing that you're being called to. It's a very Piscean energy. Neptune is over there happily in Pisces right now. Well, let's find out. I've got this new deck here, and it's pretty cool. Let's see what's happening. We're going to ask a bunch of questions. There will be 6 cards. Just walk along with me, and I'll lead you through it. Questions might seem a little weird, and they might just seem like what I always ask. I don't know. To me, they're different from what I normally ask. So just kind of looking around at this moment from different angles. So first we're going to ask, because of Pisces, and this part of what Pisces does is it's the finishing of the cycle. It is a place of dissolution to where things dissolve. And so that's what we're going to ask. Like, what is dissolving in Pisces world right now? We get a Three of Pentacles. This is a real 3D collaboration, something that you worked on with others, a vision. Each of you adds to this vision to make it real. So that's dissolving. So if you've been participating with others in some kind of work, that's going to change, or you're completing that in some way. It's dissolving. We'll find out more upon clarification. What's the next thing? So this is for Virgo, where the sun is in Virgo, opposite Pisces. And Virgo's just about the little everyday things. And so I wanted to ask about what we should feel gratitude for in these little things that matter in our day. And you actually got a really big thing that matters, but it's in the realm of your little things. You've got a tower. So there's definitely, I see you ending something here. You're finishing or ending, and It's affecting your very little everyday practical earthy Capricorn existence. That's a really powerful image of being struck by lightning right in the heart. And this looks like a very powerful, positive tower here. They're throwing their head back. Their mouth is open with shock, maybe. Very transformative. Tower is one of those cards where there is inevitable transformation. It's surprise. It's not always a bad surprise, although we tend to dread towers. The next card is about, there's some kind of incitement. And this has to do with Uranus over there in a very friendly relationship with the sun and the moon, who are basically on the table here with the Pisces question being first and the Virgo. And so where are we seeing some kind of incitement? You're being provoked in some way. And we get more practical work energy. So somewhere in your practical life, Uranus is giving you a little bit of a push, a shock, inciting you. And this is about the future. So your future work. It looks to me here that you've been doing a certain kind of work. You're getting this tower shock, and then it leads you into beginning a new mastery of some kind. Okay. Next, because we have all these planets in retrograde. Now Mercury is in retrograde. So we're just asking what we're revisiting in this time of, and we are revisiting the Lovers. So the Lovers could be your soul connection, the person that you connect with on all levels. It could be that. It could also be a decision, a choice that you made recently. When we go into retrograde, we just examine recent history as the planets basically retrace their steps in past months. And so that's what you are revisiting, the Lovers. We'll definitely want to find out more about that. What is hidden from you? There is a Knight of Swords. So this is a fast energy. It brings the truth. It's a messenger. So you don't yet see this truth bringer. In the image, it's appearing to me as if you are this Knight of Swords, and there's some kind of revelation that is as yet hidden from you that is coming soon. And the future is some forward momentum. The Chariot, I like this one. She's pulled by two corgis. This is a card of Cancer, your fellow cardinal sign. It's just really having the forward movement. It's coming in like this unicorn leaping off. There's a definite new beginning, something that is ending, and a download that you have yet to receive that is going to set you off on your way. Underlying all of this, this is in the realm of ideas. The King of Swords is overseeing this. So the King of Swords, wise, intellectual, and pondering in this image, this moth, this kind of transformation. The King of Swords is completed. The Swords cycle is complete in his transformation, holds the truth, uses it with grace, with heart, with thoughtfulness. And I could just see him being thoughtful here, paying attention, listening maybe. So that's your underlying. So there's a truth here. There's work. Your work life is here. And when you get this truth, it changes you and it causes you to go forward in a new way. It looks like it's coming from outside of you with this little fairy with the pipe calling you. And this one is you, I think, the page. You are this young energy, the beginner heart, and you're being called by this Pied Piper. It feels like there's somebody on the outside who's bringing you this truth, and it's a lovely truth, and it causes you to know who you are and to go forward as yourself. That's pretty cool, Capricorn. Could be in any area of your life. Let's clarify. So what is dissolving? It looks like a collaboration, a project, very practical, 3D, bringing a vision into reality with your friends or your comrades, your co-workers. So let's see, what's this? What is dissolving? So there's the ending, the world. I feel that. We should probably all be feeling things dissolving and ending and finding closure with that in our lives right now. The High Priestess. She is about what you intuitively know. This is not the 3D, it's everything but the 3D. And what I notice when I look at this particular version of the Three of Pentacles, they're sitting on this rainbow and the stars. It's a very High Priestess-y space, in which they're doing this very practical work against the backdrop of the cosmos. So that's what the High Priestess affirms for me. This is a very powerful, intuitive knowing here. And there's your King of Swords again. So that was your underlying energy for the baseline of this reading. The reason that this is ending, it's like you've advanced to the next part of your cycle, of your journey. The world means you finished. And you are receiving a truth. It's not a very practical truth because the High Priestess is here, but we see clearly in the cards that there's some kind of truth. I hope we get to find out a little bit more about what this information is, this insight or this revelation. It looks like you're supposed to be grateful for a revelation, a surprise, a shock. Could be pleasant within your just everyday little life, within the little things that matter to you. So this is very much your pentacle existence. So that's where you would want to look, the place where Virgo looks. The sun in Virgo is causing us to be very grounded in the earth sign Virgo, in our daily little plans and projects and all of our little steps that take us where we want to get. There's your truth, Ace of Swords. So that's what's coming in here in your very daily existence. In the seeming mundane, there's some kind of truth to be found. There's also wish fulfillment and healing. Yeah, this is a very positive tower, I think, Capricorn. And finally, Queen of Pentacles. So this is your earthy energy. She knows her worth. Here, it's as if you've learned something really significant very recently. You finished with the question of your part in making something. It's like you participated in this, and now as it's dissolving and fading into the past, it doesn't even look like it was a bad ending in any way. It's just you finished that with others, and so there was an immediacy to it, and now it's just fading. Even though what you did in that was you created something very practical, very 3D, there was another thing that you learned in it. A truth came, I think now as it dissolves, you become aware of this truth. And it's a very positive truth. It can feel shocking, like a tower will, but also very healing. And it's related to your sense of self-worth here, your Queen of Pentacles. that you can feel secure and abundant and again, very earthy and practical and Capricorn energy. So this is inciting you to pick up a new skill somewhere here because of this energy of Uranus here in this placement. This is what is inciting you. I'm not sure that word is coming through. I actually kind of lost my voice today hanging out with a bunch of friends from work. It was really fun. So let's see. One of whom is a Capricorn. So let's see here, Cappies. You're being incited in your work. Okay, so here's a feeling of poverty, abandonment, being outside of the church when you want to be in, being excluded. There's a feeling of being trapped. It's just in your mind. All the swords represent your mind. So you could actually take off the blindfold, untie yourself. She's only loosely tied, and walk out of that prison of your mind. And the Magician, realizing that you have all the tools to make the world that you want. You're very powerful. You have the ability to manifest. As above, so below. Ties us back to that High Priestess energy. That your sense of your connection outside of the 3D is very powerful. Yeah, and again, I see that. We're clarifying this like this starry rainbow, kind of a strange little mushroom here. So you're incited by discomfort to know your power and to learn a new skill, which looks to me to be the Magician's skill, which is very effective at making the world that you want to see. Now, to make some connections for you here, Capricorn, this is also a card, much like the Magician, of manifesting, making a real thing from a vision, just using very practical, believable tools. The Magician, like the High Priestess, operates more in the realm of the woo, this realm of tarot and magic and energies. So that's definitely a part of what you are being called to by this Four of Fire. You're being called very clearly by a magical being towards a magical destiny. And this person speaks to you, like to the young one in you, to your inner child, to the emotional part of you that is playful and light, maybe slightly romantic, even flirty. They're calling you to this High Priestess Magician. You're incited by feelings of discomfort. 5 of Pentacles is uncomfortable. 8 of Swords is uncomfortable. But you know in your heart, you know the truth. And this has been very healing for you to know as a result of what you're finishing. You've come to know your worth. You come to know your power as the Magician. So you're revisiting the Lovers. So this could be your very real relationship, but it could also just be a choice that you made recently. Let's see, Cap. There's like this weird feeling of like underwaterness about me. I hope that's not coming through to you. Usually what I'm feeling I don't see it when I watch this. There's the moon. This is more Pisces energy. This is the card of Pisces. It's the mystery and so you might look at Neptune and Pisces in retrograde. This is you may have recently done some work on yourself where you looked into your dark side and explored there. And the moon is very much about that kind of journey. The little lobster swims down into the gunky, muddy bottom of the body of water of the feelings and explores there. What else? The Devil. This is your card. This could very simply be you exploring you. It's also the card that is the opposite of the Lovers. We have in the Lovers, the traditional Lovers in this deck, you have the couple underneath the angel being drawn to their higher selves. This couple is driven by lower vibration things. Sometimes it's about desire. Let me pull one more card here. And then there's wish fulfillment. So what you're revisiting is that you recently looked into your darkness, into your desires, into what you think will fulfill you, your wish fulfillment, your Nine of Cups, just in and of yourself. But you looked at the devil, your addiction, your codependence, the messages in your head that may say, you're not good enough. You looked into that. I think in doing that, it was really powerful for you. And you discovered the source of your wish fulfillment, your emotional fulfillment in yourself. And you made a decision from that wisdom. There's a clear message here, Capricorn, that you have received a truth about yourself, about your power, about your value, and about how to be happy. And the way that you've actually done this is you have made a decision to venture into your darkness. That's pretty awesome. Yeah, and it changed your mind. I'm just looking at the bottom of the deck for more information. It caused you to see things in a new way in the realm of love, justice, the mirroring, egalitarian kind of emotional give and take. And there is also something about honesty and integrity here, the Seven of Swords. So you get the Seven of Fire here. It's a similar card in that it's about resistance and like coming from like, I know who I am and this is my passion and I'm not gonna be swayed by what you tell me. The Seven of Swords is another way of thinking about integrity, of coming clean, being honest and forthright. So that's kind of some underlying energy with you've recently really done some work, and it's allowing you to know who you are, know what you want, and to advance. So let's see here. What is hidden that the tarot wants you to know? This Knight of Swords. It feels to me like this is yet to come in, but it's coming in. You can see there's that message coming from above. And this person is actually not using their mind, their sword. They're using their High Priestess powers. This is totally the download from the 5D instead of the mind here, which is the source of insight. Let's see, because this sends you off with the Chariot. This is sparking you in some way. Let's find out. So there is Mr. Poopy Pants, the Four of Cups. I'm sad because I never get what I want. Meanwhile, it's being offered to you and you're not noticing it. You're just pouting under your tree. So that's you or somebody. The Empress. This is earthy. This is that Virgo energy. Taurus, where we have Uranus is in Taurus. Let me get one more. There's the Tower. So it's like, you feel like this, you're kind of stuck in your head about your feelings, and you're not seeing something that's being offered to you, an Ace of Cups. You're also not seeing yourself clearly. You are the Empress. And then here's the Tower. This is the information that is coming into this kind of like small world view of the Four of Cups. where you don't see that you're the Empress. You're very much able, much like the magician, you're able to manifest and create the earth, basically. All right. This is where the shock comes in. It's coming not from your mind, but from outside. It's this tower that causes you to know your worth. And it's coming up somewhere just in your everyday life. That's where you're supposed to look around at, I don't know, it's like your home, your garden, just something that you do and it seems small. It might seem so small that you overlook it. But right in there is this tower, this truth, this look at how amazing you are is right there to be found. And when you see it, grab hold of it and cultivate the gratitude for that. Grow it, expand it. It's gonna surprise you when you notice it. I'm really curious. Then we see you in the future on this chariot riding off with your bottle of wine and your corgis. She's sort of just, I don't see a lot of that momentum in this image. I like the corgis though. The chariot. Let's see. What else? It's warm here right now. I feel like I could take a nap. 8 of Cups. This is definitely a setting out on a journey. This is discontent. And it's emotionally discontent. You've realized with the 9 of Cups, after you recently realized where your happiness lies, right? I don't think you have decided that you're deserving of that happiness yet. And the place that you look is in your daily life. There's where you're going to find your self-love. You're deserving of this contentment that you don't yet have. The King of Cups, a water sign. There's the chariot. It's the Cancer. There's a lot of feelings here. Okay, so this is the person who is very good at listening to your feelings. You may be the one listening. You're listening to your own feelings. The King is emotionally mature, very present for others, emotionally engaged. Let me find one more card here. And the 5 of Swords. My dog is barking, very naughty. He's got a lot of Martian energy going on these days. Hi, Ganny. Come here. Oh, yeah? Tell me. Okay, so the 5 of Swords, it's a card of regret, of winning in a way that doesn't feel good. Come here. Come here. No. Yeah, so you've got all this momentum in the future. It feels like it's driven by this insight that comes in from your everyday, mundane successes, okay? They keep coming up in this reading. You know, when we see you being called to a journey, and you're taking this leap, it's full of passion, it's full of willpower, it's fire and wands. You're being called by this little fairy with the pipe. It looks like you were setting off with a great deal of momentum on a journey to seek your contentment, this 8 of Cups. And the advice here is, it looks to me like you're seeking somebody where there's emotional maturity or a situation that is ready for your bigness, because you're coming in so big. You got the High Priestess, the Queen of Pentacles, the Star, the Magician. You know, you're the Empress. Like you've risen to this level. You're very advanced. The King of Cups is your match, is at your level. But then there's a little warning here with this Five of Swords. It says, as you go off on this journey towards your contentment, be sure to do it correctly. Don't do it in a crappy way, right? So, for example, a crappy way would be like the Lovers. You're revisiting that. Like, no, when I look at my relationship, I'm not content in it. It isn't the source of my contentment. So I need to leave. I need to go find this match, this King of Cups. But then I leave without ending it with the person I'm with. That would be a crappy Five of Swords way to do it. So it looks like you want to be careful with that in the future, because underlying this is about your absolute happiness and authenticity. And it's about your security and your abundance. Like, this is a really big cycle for you, Capricorn. You have really advanced here, and this is the way to your wish fulfillment. The stars here, the Nine of Cups is here. We see you leaving in the Eight of Cups, going towards that King of Cups with the momentum of the Chariot. Because somewhere, and I just wish you would write it on my channel or let me know, like, where is it in your mundane, everyday, Virgo-y part of your life that you get this tower, this aha, and that this is what sends you off on this really magical journey. There's a little bit here that you may be called to this journey by another person. And I gave you an example of love, but it could be in your career. There's Eight of Pentacles here, so we do have information about your practical career life. It's just in some area of your life that you're just advancing, becoming aware. And I just think a lot of people go around not realizing that they're the Empress, that they're the Magician, they're the High Priestess, that they're magical and powerful and abundant and beautiful and sexy. Although there's not the Queen of Wands isn't here. She's the sexy one. I do see a warning again. There's this Three of Cups here. There's these threes, right? So I just want you to be careful to do this with integrity. This is a little warning in your future. You don't have to get involved in that self-harming, cowardly, dishonest kind of behavior. If you do that, it's coming from this feeling of lack, of I'm trapped and I don't have a choice, I'm left out. Where did I see the Seven of Swords? Here too. Oh, that was when I looked in the bottom here with that tower. So there's definitely, it's a very beautiful, positive message, Capricorn, but there's a warning here about receiving the truth and communicating it or doing something with it that shows integrity, that's honest and forthright, and that doesn't sabotage your absolute happiness and authenticity and joy in your Ten of Pentacles, which this is that level of a kind of reading here. So I hope that helps, Capricorn. Have a beautiful day.